Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Treasurer. Today I'd like to talk about achieving a better life and families that have individuals with disabilities. There's legislation that's in the General Assembly currently, Senate Bill 879 and House Bill 1319, which was my legislation, that would create an account for families with disabilities. In the process of drafting that legislation, I worked with Department of Treasury on startup money. What would that startup money need to be? And at the time, we talked about a number of $1.5 million. I believe your budget includes a $4 million request if that legislation were enacted for startup. Can you give me details on that?
I can't give you the full breakdown of it. I don't have that. I would have to pull it out. I can have someone sort through that now. But in general, what we looked at, we look at Achieve a Better Life, is putting the full program into place, which includes creating the back office infrastructure, being able to manage it as such as we did on the 529 plan, some personnel, additional personnel costs around that is included in that number. But I can give you, another point, a full breakdown on that $4 million.
Thank you. Yes, if you could get back to me on that. And at some point, would that program be fully funded by the individuals that are participating?
Well, that's the second part. That's a great question, because that's the second part of the equation. Is we're looking at right now with ABLE that when you look at Pennsylvania and our disabled population, where we've been able to achieve great things with our 529 program to become fully funded, can you get to that same actuarial status with ABLE? We're not, we haven't determined that yet, but we are looking at a possibility of consolidating our back office operations across multiple states as well, so that we can achieve better economy of scale on those associated costs.
Okay, thank you.
So it's one or the other.
And if I could follow up on that, there's actually a coalition, ABLE Coalition, and there's so many families with disabilities that are hopeful for this legislation. Do you have plans, does the department have plans on working with the disability community? And if this legislation does pass, do you think the Department of Treasury would take part in getting the word out about these accounts?
Well, that's a great question. First of all, I fully support ABLE. I see the benefits as well, and especially to those families who are caregivers and loved ones who are disabled themselves. We have been very outspoken and out on the forefront, because our Treasury Department has been on the forefront working with the federal legislation around this. So we have developed those networks throughout the Commonwealth with the support and caregiver community, and identify those so that when we roll this out, we're going to be highly effective by using that network to support the outreach campaign.
Okay, thank you very much. I look forward to working with you and your department to make sure that this legislation works out for those families.
Thank you.
Thank you.